Thailand is requesting that Cambodia allow tourists to enter the Preah Vihear temple through Thailand's Si Saket border following a decades-long dispute over who owns the heritage site and the surrounding land. Since 2015, tourists have only been able to enter the site via the Cambodian access road. The Preah Vihear temple stands atop a cliff in the Dong Rek Mountains, which form a natural border between the two countries. The temple, dedicated to the Hindu god Shiva, was built by the Khmer Empire. The temple was ruled as belonging to Cambodia by the International Court of Justice in 1962. Since then, Thailand has heavily contested the decision, and tensions have flared up throughout the decades. Cambodian officials have reported that Thai officials requested for guests to be granted entry via the Si Saket entrance accessible through Thailand this week, citing improved relations between the two countries over the last decade. While Cambodia's civil war kept the temple off-limits to tourists for almost 30 years, it was finally reopened in 1998, where guests could enter from the Thai side. The boundary dispute was reignited in 2008 when the World Heritage Committee added the Preah Vihear to its World Heritage Site list, which implied Cambodian ownership of the land surrounding the temple. Since then, Thai and Cambodian military forces have been stationed near the temple to protect territorial integrity, and Cambodia has refused to allow entry to the temple via Thai territory. Spokesperson for the Ministry of Interior, General Kyu Sopeak, said that the government will discuss the matter following Thailand's request. You're watching EAC News. Thank you for joining us. The royal government announced that select athletes from the 32nd SEA Games will be immortalized in sculpture at the Victory Monument to commemorate the historic event. Cambodia hosted the SEA Games for the first time in the game's 64-year history, and it won't have the opportunity to do so again for another 20 years. At a plenary meeting of the Council of Ministers on May 19th, it was decided that sculptures of outstanding athletes from this year's SEA Games will be made part of the Victory Monument as a testament to Cambodia's glorious history for children and adults from all walks of life, both international and national, for generations to come. Additionally, the royal government will produce a documentary telling the story of the 2023 SEA Games, which Cambodia successfully hosted with great enthusiasm and fanfare. Prime Minister Hun Sen said that Cambodia's great success in organizing the 32nd SEA Games was one for the history books and is a sign of the country's progress and reform, which reflects the development of the ASEAN community as a whole. The Prime Minister mentioned at the closing ceremony on May 17th that Cambodia will next host the event in 2043. He called on all citizens to work with the royal government to protect peace under the slogan of this year's Games, "Sports Live in Peace." With the SEA Games coming to a successful end, Cambodia is shifting focus to host the 12th ASEAN Para Games from June 3rd to 9th. A total of 1,423 athletes, including 317 Cambodians, will compete for the gold in 14 sports. The event will host athletes from Brunei, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, the Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam, and Timor-Leste, who will be provided free accommodation, food, and transportation, just like their SEA Games counterparts. You're watching EAC News. Thank you for joining us. 4 northwestern provinces have been designated as Cambodia's 4th economic zone in agreements with China known as the Diamond Cooperation. The provinces of Battambang, Pailin, Bantea Meanchey, and Pursat have been acknowledged for their potential in agriculture and fishing to attract Chinese investment. Speaking at a meeting with tire factory workers in Sihanoukville this morning, Prime Minister Hun Sen confirmed that the royal government of Cambodia and the government of China have agreed on the Diamond Cooperation, aimed at working together in politics, quality control, production capacity, agriculture, industry, energy, security, and person-to-person exchanges in order to develop industrial and technological pathways.
ខេត្តបាត់ដំបងខេត្តប្រទេសមានជ័យនិងខេត្តបៃលិនទៅជាពលសេដ្ឋកិច្ចទី4
He reminded the audience that the Chinese government provided COVID-19 vaccines to save the lives of Cambodians.
បើមិនឲ្យខ្ញុំពឹងចិនតើឲ្យខ្ញុំពឹងណាណាបើខ្ញុំមិនឲ្យខ្ញុំពឹងចិនតើខ្ញុំបានវ៉ាក់សាំងណាចាក់ឲ្យប្រជាជន
The royal government of Cambodia established the first economic zone in Phnom Penh, the second in Sihanoukville, and the third in Siem Reap. Today's announcement brings a fourth economic zone in Cambodia, slated for development in the northwest. You're watching EAC News. Thank you for joining us. Prime Minister Hun Sen spoke to more than 1,300 graduates of the University of Health Sciences this morning, during which he pushed for action against future unknown diseases and criticized global military spending at a time when medical research and healthcare are needed worldwide. EAC News reporter Anthony Ellis has the story.
Speaking at the graduation ceremony, the Prime Minister warned that we must be prepared for unpredictable diseases that could happen in the future.
យើងក៏ត្រូវប្រុងប្រយ័ត្នជាមួយជំងឺកាចសាហាវនានាដែលវាកើតឡើងដែលយើងពិបាកប៉ាន់ស្មានថាវានឹងមានរឿងអីកើតឡើងនៅពេលខាងមុខ
He also noted lessons of the COVID-19 pandemic.
អ្នកណាបានគិតថានឹងមាន COVID-19 ក្នុងរយៈពេលកន្លងទៅមានការមើលស្រាលទៅលើបញ្ហានេះពីសំណាក់ប្រទេសខ្លះ
The Prime Minister lauded the Royal Government's introduction of the preventative measures, including ensure that the people had a place to stay during the treatment so no one dies on the streets without proper inpatient care. He said that Cambodia has modelled its response on China concerning the supply of vaccines and protective measures. The Prime Minister went on to criticise nations who spend their money on war rather than on health and well-being on their people, saying that war destroys countries, economies and people's lives, or the benefit of the weapon dealers.